just saw there was the Dakota firing up for the very first time. I'm very glad my wife actually pulled her camera out and was able to capture that moment, because it was a really long day. I had no idea if it was going to fire, and by the time that we got to the point where I'm like, let's hook up 3 wires and test it, I didn't even think about filming it, which was a kind of a fumble on my part, but at least we got a little bit of something. So that video was taken before the fuel system was done, and so we used some brake clean as a fuel, kind of spraying it in the throttle body. Greg's actually at the front of the truck spraying it and working the throttle, but it lives. The truck is running, so how cool is that? Now, actually, the truck runs really well now, and the next video you guys are going to see is us installing the Holley Terminator X and going for maybe the first drive. So that's coming, so stay tight. We are making progress, but I wanted to show you guys how we did the drive shaft on this one, and then explain some of the things that went wrong when we tried to fire it up with the fuel system hooked up finally. But anyway, let's move on to the drive shaft and show you guys how we measured that. I did get my drive shaft built, and I want to go over showing you guys how I measured for that. But if you are going to get a drive shaft built, the best thing to do is find the shop that's going to build your drive shaft, call them and ask them how they want you to measure it. For example, I've been using a place in Houston called Northwest Drivetrain for years. They've actually built 3 or 4 different drive shafts for me. One was actually a long time ago. The very first one was for the Dakota when I did a 318 and 727 transmission swap in it. It held up great. These guys knocked it out of the park. I'll show you the drive shaft here in just a second. Alright, so here is the drive shaft. Brand new, ready to go in. It's got a brand new Turbo 400 kind of universal yoke on it, because they make a couple different yokes. And one of them can mess up the seal in the transmission. They explained it to me. It went kind of over my head, but let them take the reins on that. This is, if you're local to Houston, this is where I got it done at, Northwest Drivetrain. It is 61 7/8 long from the seal of the transmission back to the end of the cap, but I forgot that they want you to measure the very center of the U-joint cap. So let me explain how that works. All right, I've drawn a little crude diagram here, but if basically what they had me do is, this is the back of the transmission, this is the tail shaft, this is the output shaft, and this is the seal. They had me measure from the seal of the transmission to the center point of the pinion. So this is the pinion here. When you measure it, make sure you have the weight of the vehicle on the ground. So I basically had to measure to this, to the face of where the U straps go. So since your cup goes here, you just measure to where that center of that cup is. So, and then you give that to them, and they took it from there. I did find out that the Mopars have 2 different pinion yokes. One's bigger than the other, and the one I have on the Dakota now for Mopar 8 1/4 is too small for this drive shaft, which is okay, because the factory drive shaft is only a 3-inch drive shaft, and because this one is so long, they recommended going with a 4-inch tube. It'll hold up a lot more power. So all I have to do is swap out this pinion on the rear end, and that'll be it. Alright, so we're going to replace this yoke because the other one is bigger. Where'd you put the other one? No, it's right here. Huh? Yeah, there. Cool. In order to do so, you need to get it loose, which we've already got it loose. There's a little bit of a turn. And then you want to count how many turns until it comes off. So that's a half a turn, 1 turn, 1.5.
9.
9. Yeah.
9.5.
9.5. 9 3/4 is what it came off. So hopefully, yep, it's gonna come right off. Oh, but we're gonna make a mess.
You.
Uh-oh, where'd that washer go?
Oh, it's right there. It's behind the box. There you go.
Well, there's that. Here's the thing though, when they set the preload and everything on this, when they set up the gear, which I'm not an expert at, they crush that washer. So from what I read, you shouldn't have to crush that washer again. So you just need to get it tight. In fact, you actually back it off after you crush the washer because it's too much tension on that bolt. So let's see. So it's off. So that's like a quarter turn right there. And let's kind of go from there. We're recounting from right there. So this is 1, 2, 3. It was what, 9.5 or 9 3/4? Yeah,
9 3/4.
3, 8, 8.5, 9. Should be getting pretty tight here soon. 8. No, this is 9.5. 8. Yeah, 9. 8.5.
That's 9.
Yep.
9.5.
Look at that. Right there. Oh, that's 9.5. And it's tight right there. So now I'm gonna try to get it tight. You try to put a little bit more gumption into it from there. It doesn't need to be too crazy. Just a little bit more.
I'm down to the ground.
Okay. See if I can get a little bit more this side. Yeah. Alright, I'm good with that. Now I gotta clean up my mess. Oh man, I hate the way gear oil smells. Yeah.
Yeah, it does smell.
Yeah, we're in there.
Yeah, we're in over there.
Oh, that felt amazing. Driveshaft is in. Yeah, buddy. That looks fantastic. Cool. So now I put it in park. Final steps here. Man, it got hot quick. I got sweat in my eyeballs. Did you put water in?
Yeah, I filled it up until, I mean,
Pretty much.
yeah, it's got to start moving for
Yeah.
it
It'll go
to
down.
go through.
We don't see anything leaking though.
No, I mean, honestly, it didn't really look too well, but I mean, we'll see when it's pressurized. No, just not the one now.
Alright, well the lapse drops are going in it.
Drippity drops. Drippity drops.
That's it. Oh.
Oh. oil.
Filters on, transmission fluid is in. Put the ground back on.
Whatever.
Think of anything we're missing?
No.
Can't either.
PCM.
PCM's still together. I'm gonna wrap this up real quick so we can hook it up with the battery.
Always always use protection. Drippity drops.
Yes, always use protection. I'm gonna turn the fuel line on.
Okay.
Watch your leaks.
There you go. It's at 55, right on the dot.
55.
Yep.
Alright.
55.
Nice.
Yeah, start this up.
I'm gonna try. E-brake on. Start from park.
I'm gonna get out of the way so I don't catch on fire.
Yep. You ready?
Yeah.
What was that?
Freaking.
Blew that vacuum line off right there.
Yeah. And.
There's fuel somewhere. Or is that, what was that?
I don't know.
Was that, ready?
Power steering pumps.
Let off of that, maybe it'll run like that. Does it feel running?
Yeah, it's pressurized.
I saw a big plume of something. Watch yourself.
Yeah,
I'm gonna cycle it off and on again. Weird. Something ain't right. Well, we didn't have great luck trying to get it fired up, but if you can see all these awesome spots everywhere, after you saw that last video, we kind of went to diagnosing things. We pulled out the spark plugs, the motor wouldn't turn over, and we spewed a ton of gasoline out of cylinder 3, which means this injector is stuck wide open. It went everywhere. So looks like we're at a point in time where we're gonna have to get some injectors and get all that figured out. So I'm gonna plan on that, but we're close. Very, very close. So next episode is going down. Y'all just be patient so we don't set ourselves on fire, and we'll get there. So we're down, but we're not out. And we're gonna end on a high note. So to do so, we're going to go ahead and put new headlights and turn signals and stuff on the truck and make it look nice. It's needed it probably for 15 years, so we're going to do that, and we'll be good to go. We didn't do it.
Headlights.
Yeah, we did do headlights. Well, we didn't really get it running. What it did do was not really considered running, so we're not gonna count that as a win yet. But like I said, we're gonna end on a high note, and we put the new headlights on and new clear corners, and man, it looks great. Looks like a truck again. So pretty excited to go ahead and order the remainder of the parts, which is the Terminator X, and then we're gonna send the injectors out to my buddy at Nick at BTR, and he's gonna actually take a look at the injectors and see if he can get it fixed up. So that'll be a little bit. Next video we'll go over installing the Terminator X, putting the injectors in, throwing everything back together, and seeing if it don't run. There's not much left at all. So y'all stick around. Thanks for hanging out. Just one more video, and y'all be good.